Due to an air traffic controller strike, flights in and out of Geneva Airport are colliding.
The new catchy abbreviation, of course, for Britain's exit from the EU being Ingleave.
The DJ Chris Evans has been fired by Virgin Radio.
Let's fried a Highland sausage.
Although Ulrika Johnson and Michael Fish have denied the allegations.
The new ITV talent show is the brainchild of a music industry unknown by the name of Simon Cowell.
The DJ Chris Evans has been fired by Radio 1.
Although Betty Boothroyd and Anne Widdecombe have denied the allegations.
Something called the World Wide Web, which experts say is unlikely to catch on. It's almost 1 o'clock.
The Eurostar train will enter France via a Channel tunnel, which will in no way be a fire risk.
The DJ Chris Evans has been fired by GLR.
Apologies to the many irate listeners complaining that the release of Nelson Mandela last week interrupted Gardner's question time.
And in sport, a British tennis player has won a match. This unprecedented occurrence took...
One of the newly announced candidates in this year's presidential election being, of all people, the actor Ronald Reagan.
Although Wincy Willis and Clive Dunn have admitted the allegations, but deny painting it blue.
In a moment on Radio 4, it'll be time for another continuity announcement. But first, here's a programme.
For a unique, never-to-be-repeated, one-off occasion that you can incidentally hear at the same time tomorrow, as the Radioactive Drama Repertory Company presents a world premiere spectacular. Yes, indeed. Well, what a night, Anna.
What an atmosphere, Mike.
What an occasion, Anna.
Yes, indeed, and what a sensational evening this is going to be, Mike.
Yes, but no need to go over the top, Anna, because tonight is the world premiere of the Radioactive Drama Repertory Company's live dramatisation of Charles Dickens' classic novel, David Chiselnut.
Don't overdo it, Mike, because it's not absolutely live at the moment, is it? Because you're talking, and what a pleasure that is for all of us. But it will be live when it starts, which was due to be now, but we believe they've been held up a little, so they'll be starting just as soon as they can.
And if I can just squeeze a word in edgeways here, Anna, we will be bringing you the drama live as it happens. But while we're waiting, let's go over and join a man after my own heart, and sadly after my own job, Mike Cable, who's ready with our problem phone in. Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Always a joy. And with me are Dr. David Kilbride, social worker Tina Sunderland, and leading neurologist Professor Reg Morgan. And our first caller is on the line. Hello.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, caller.
Yeah, I'd like, if I may, to change the subject.
Well, we haven't got one yet.
Well, I'll ring back later then.
Don't feel you have to. And let's try our next caller, who is Cynthia from Clifton.
Hello, Mike. I wonder if you can help me.
Well, that's what we're here for.
I can't find my pen.
Well, that's not really the sort of help we're offering, but as there are no other callers on the line, Doctor.
Where did you last have it?
Well, I had it to write out the shopping list, but I've not seen it since.
Professor Morgan, you're a Harley Street surgeon. Do surgeons lose a lot of pens?
Quite a lot, yeah. Pencils too, sometimes.
Really? Yes. And where do you usually start looking?
Under tables, I suppose.
Right. Well, I don't know if you heard that, caller, but Professor Morgan here is a Harley Street surgeon, and he suggests looking under a table.
No, I've already done that.
Oh, luckily there is someone else on the line, and it's Agnes. Your problem, Agnes.
Well, you see, my husband contracted ankylosis spondylicus, but I don't really know what it is, and also I don't really know how to pronounce it. correct?
Right, Doctor.
Well, the pronunciation is in fact ankylosing spondylitis, and it's a spinal complaint.
Right. Tina.
Well, spondylicus is the pronunciation, and it's a muscular disease.
Right. Reg Morgan.
It's from the Latin and it's pronounced Ankylosing spondylitis, and it's a freak weather storm off the coast of Argentina.
Okay, so it's a spinal complaint, a muscular disease, or an Argentinian weather storm, Agnes.
Well, I quite like the spinal complaint or even Tina's muscular disease. Reg's Argentinian storm.
Yes?
Oh, it's so unlikely it has to be.
Reg? Oh, no, it's a bluff. So, who gave the correct definition? So ankylosing spondylitis is in fact a spinal complaint, often fatal, Agnes.
Feeling good, thank God I'm alive. Listening to radioactive.
And you can hear more of Mike Cable if you tune into any of the many shows he now seems to be presenting.
Well, at least that doesn't include yours, Mike. Yet. Well, just before we get the fun rolling with the radioactive drama rep, I've had 1 or 2 phone calls concerning the radioactive gourmet meal recipe which I gave out on my cookery program about an hour ago. I'm afraid I might have slightly misled you with the oven temperatures. Apparently, gas mark 50 is the equivalent of 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and not the 300 degrees I said. So, I'm sorry you're no longer able to get close enough to your oven to turn it off, Mrs. Getty. And apologies to the lady living in Oxfordshire, who up until 2 minutes ago was living in Bedfordshire. Anyway, we can in fact go over to the Drama Repertory Company now, who are about to broadcast their absolutely live production. No, they're not actually ready to start. They're still rehearsing, in fact. But we can go over there and hear them absolutely live rehearsing.
Is it anger, do you think?
No, I don't think anger, no.
Jealousy?
Not really jealousy, no.
Curiosity?
A little bit of curiosity,
A
maybe.
little bit of
Yes,
curiosity.
try it with that in mind.
Yes, right. Can I take your bag, sir? I think it's better with a little bit of curiosity, don't you?
Ian, I'd just like to take you into a slightly different area, if I could. I'd like you to approach this from a slightly different angle. What I'd like you to do, if you could, Ian, is just do it better. Better.
Can I take your bag, sir?
Sorry, perhaps I didn't make myself absolutely clear. What I'd like you to do, what I want from this scene, is for you to do it better. If you like, not so badly. Just concentrate on being good. Be good. Try harder.
Try harder. Can I take your bag, sir?
Sorry, look, I tell you what, perhaps we should take another approach. Do you remember we saw Sir John Gielgud in this play?
Yes.
Now, Gielgud used a very interesting technique here, and I think it's a technique that we could adopt too as well, Ian. Now, what he was doing was acting well. If you like, he was being a good actor, and I think you're falling into the old trap of being a bad actor, all right?
Well, I gather that's pretty much the end of the rehearsal, which means right now it's time for... Time check. It's 11 minutes past, precisely. So here's a commercial break. Hello, Mary.
Hello, June.
How's little Trevor?
Well, quite a handful. I'm forever changing his nappies.
Oh, why's that, Mary?
Because they keep getting wet, June.
Why's that?
Because little Trevor keeps piddling in them, June.
Oh, yes.
And my hands keep getting wet, too.
Well, you need new nappy block.
New nappy block?
Yes, unlike ordinary nappies, new nappy block doesn't let the wetness through because it's super absorbent. So it keeps your hands nice and dry and means less work.
New nappy blot keeps the wetness in and keeps your hands dry.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, June.
Oh, did you try new nappy block?
Oh, yes, I did, June. They really are super absorbent. Now my hands stay nice and dry. And I haven't had to change little Trevor's nappy in a month. There's just one problem, June.
What's that, Mary?
He's getting a little heavy to lift up.
if you have a small child and live near a motorway, don't let him sit out in it. Sitting in the fast lane of a motorway is dangerous. Don't do it.
That was a blindingly obvious public information announcement. You'll never be the same after you've seen The Basement. Where nightmares end, The Basement begins. The most terrifying motion picture of all time. The Basement. The motion picture guaranteed to make your voice go deeper.
It's true. I saw The Basement and my voice is deeper than it's ever been before. The Basement did it to me. The Basement will do it to you.
It's true. I saw The Basement with him, and my voice is deeper than it's ever been before. I wouldn't mind, but I'm his mother.
What do people think about Nutty Choc?
Really great. Keeps you going.
Makes a good snack. I love the hazelnuts.
Nutty Choc, I reckon they squeeze it out of a dog.
Nutty Choc. Only 1 person in 3 realises they squeeze it out of a dog.
And now, Radioactive proudly presents the opening night of the Repertory Company's live drama.
Yes, it seems that we are not quite ready to hear the radioactive dramatisation of Charles Dickens' classic novel David Chuzzlewit. So, Anna.
Yes, well, I've had 1 or 2 phone calls about the salad dressing used in the gourmet meal. While I did say that you can use most types of oil in the dressing, I should perhaps have made an exception of Castrol GTX. My apologies to Mrs. Henderson of Frome, who apparently drained it out of her car engine and is now unable to get her car started to take her to the hospital.
Super. Okay, well, in the absence of anything from the radioactive drama rep, such as a drama, for example, let's turn our attention to music and the latest single released to coincide with the band's 27th farewell tour. Headbangers extraordinaire, it's Status Quid.
Boring song. Boring song. We have to sing the same refrain and the same refrain again. Boring song. Boring song. Another line. Another line. One day maybe we will find this boring song another line. Boring song, another line. The other line, the other line. This is the other line. The other line, the other line. The other boring line. The other boring line, a line, a line, a line, a boring line. Sounds just like the rest of it, but it is in fact the final bit. Boring song, final bit. Another bit, another final bit. Another bit, another bit, another final bit. Another final boring bit. A bit, another bit. A roaring song. A roaring song. This is the end. This is the end. This is the end.
Oh, God.
Another end. Another end. Another end. Not again. No, not again. Please, not again.
Well, I'm delighted to say that it's finally time for the radioactive drama reproduction. So, without further ado, here is our newest addition, hospital radio DJ Martin Brown.
Thank you very much, Anna. And it's certainly a great honour and privilege for me to play such a vital part in this great cultural occasion.
Oh, thank you, Martin.
Yes, so it was 3 teas and 2 coffees, was there?
That's right. Well, I've had 1 or 2 more disturbing calls about my gourmet meals. In answer to Mrs. Vauxhall of Kent, I'm afraid I thought it was generally known that coq au vin was a dish involving chicken. I'm afraid I can't really be held responsible for what's happened to your husband, Mrs. Vauxhall, or agree that I should be named in your forthcoming divorce petition.
Great. Well, a quick reminder to tune in to Mike Cable's new daily show, if you've half a mind, as that's all you'll need. I'm pleased to say that we can now go over to Studio 4A, where the drama rep are ready to start. Well, the rep obviously wanting a spotless studio before they start, and why not? I'm sure none of us would want them going out on time when there's a bit of dirt on the studio floor. Anna?
So, while we wait for the drama rep, in an attempt to learn more about the hows, the wheres, and above all the whys of their productions, let's turn our attention to one of the leading lights of their cast, the esteemed actor Sir John Leslie, who was the guest on my show earlier this week. That Was Your Life, that was, celebrating his long and distinguished career. Perhaps we might begin with your childhood, Sir John.
Yes, why not? After all, I did.
Quite. You were not from a theatrical background, were you?
No, my father was a garage mechanic.
And your mother?
No, she knew nothing about cars.
No, I meant...
Apart from which she was far too busy with her own job.
Yes, what was that?
She sold heroin to school children.
Let's skip childhood, shall we, and move on to your days at acting school.
Yes.
Which is really where your career as such began. Now, you didn't go to RADA, did you?
No, I went to an acting school that no longer exists, in fact, the London Academy of Dance and Institute of Dramatic Art, or la-di-da.
Right, and so then came your professional debut as Horatio in your own controversial production of Hamlet.
Yes.
The Noel Coward interpretation.
That's right. My Lord Hamlet. Horatio. I say, my lord, how is Denmark?
Very rank, Denmark.
I rather thought it might be. How is your father?
Very dead.
How very beastly for you.
Yes, it is a little tiresome.
Cigarette?
Thank you.
Well, it was shortly after your stage debut, Sir John, that World War II broke out, and you chose to join the army.
Yes.
And always wants to seek the truth, we went to meet General Sir Charles Hampstead and asked him if you were a cowardly man.
Sir John was not a cowardly man, let me make that quite clear.
Was he a good soldier then?
Sir John was not a good soldier. That's something that ought to be clarified immediately.
Was he a bad soldier then?
Sir John was not a bad soldier. I should like to make that absolutely plain.
I see. Was he an asset to your regiment though?
Sir John was in no way an asset to my regiment. I should like to make that even clearer than the fact that he was not a bad soldier.
Was he in your regiment, in fact?
Sir John was not in any sense in my regiment. It is absolutely imperative that that is made even clearer than the other facts that I have previously made clear.
Did you then ever meet Sir John?
I have never, ever met anyone by the name of Sir John. Of all the facts that I have endeavoured to elucidate in the course of this conversation, that, above all, must be the one for which most effort is made in the attempt to render it clear.
Are you a transvestite?
Yes, I am.
The Dam Busters music there, marvellous. But the Second World War wasn't all exciting movies and theme tunes. There was a serious side to it as well. Many people, for example, remember the fighting that went on between Germany and the Allied forces. Sir John, what was it like being at war?
It was rather like a waterfall, really. I mean, one minute everything would be going well, the next minute things would suddenly turn against you.
Yes, not very like a waterfall, is it?
No, I probably could have chosen a better analogy, but...
Yes, but the point that you were making was that it was forever changing.
Exactly. Rather like a bicycle.
A bicycle?
Yes.
In what way?
Look, I do wish you wouldn't keep picking me up on these things. I was asked by your producer to spice things up a little with some appropriate similes.
Right. Like a biscuit?
He was rather like a biscuit, actually. Yes, short, with glasses.
Right, I'm beginning to understand how your mind works. Well, maybe we'll carry on with more of your reminiscences later, Sir John. And maybe we won't. But for the moment, it's time for your first record.
Oh, yes.
And you've asked for the second movement of Beethoven's Sixth Symphony.
Yes.
The Pastoral Symphony conducted by Sir Charles Goodwin.
That's right.
With the London Symphony Orchestra.
Yes, indeed.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have that particular recording, so instead, here's the latest single by Lionel Richie.
Darling, I've got something to tell you, something I've known since long, long ago. You are a lady, just in case you didn't know. A lady, yes you are, I'm certain. I checked in a medical book. While I am a man, yes, I know, 'cause I just had a look. You are a lady and I'm a man, I guess you know what I mean. You are a lady, either that or you're the strangest guy I've ever seen. I don't mind you being a family, I still love you with all of my heart. Even though you've got no Adam's apple, and that's not your only missing part. I knew it once that you were a girl. There's no sense trying to lie, because you're already 9 months gone, and your voice is unusually
What on earth?
So we come to 1974, Sir John, and your part in the West End hit, Not On Your Wife, was that of Roger Mitchell, a London barrister.
Yes,
Well, we
indeed.
have someone on the line now, in fact, who was in that production with you, and I wonder if you can recognise him.
Hello, Johnny. How the big balloons?
Oh, good Lord, it's not Jack Ridley, is it?
No. Here, try again, Johnny. Remember that night
like you forgot the panties, eh?
Oh, Simon Jake, I don't believe it.
No. Here, how's the dicky finger, eh?
Dicky finger?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Jenny. It's Jenny, isn't it? Jenny Wall.
No, it's Alan, Johnny. Alan Waddock.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, Alan.
Yeah, remember me?
Yes, of course. How are you?
Oh, fine.
Good.
Here, give my love to Reggie and Gerald.
Yes, well, mine to,
Deirdre?
Yes, give my love to Deirdre. Any children yet?
No, but she's only 6. Yeah, and it's probably more likely to be puppies, what with her being a dog.
Yes, it is really. Look, thank you for calling.
That's all right, yeah, bye.
Yes.
Well, a little bit of nostalgia there for you, Sir John. And looking at the programme for that show, it's no surprise that you have such fond memories of Alan Waddock. Because I notice he's down as playing the part of Man Behind Pillar.
Oh, that little
you know, a lot of older actors, when Sir John started to enjoy success, found him a little cocky. But to me, I have to say that he always behaved like an absolute shit. Well, our thanks there to Dame Peggy Bodice for her contribution. Well, we're now back live with Sir John and the drama rep premiere of David Chiselbit, only moments away. But just a quick reminder to say, if you'd like a copy of my book, Gourmet Recipes, priced £2.25, please write in. And if you've already got one, perhaps you'd like to write in for my book of Gourmet Recipe Amendments, which comes in 5 volumes, priced £18.50. But right now, at long last, the radioactive drama rep. Coming up after the break.
And now, Radioactive presents
Commercial time. Are you a Beatles fan? Or are you a Stones fan? Or perhaps you're a fan of the mighty Pink Floyd? Well, no matter what your taste is, you'll be offended by this new album from the easy listening orchestra, 20 Great Abominations. And remember, when you buy Volume 1 for just double the normal price, you get Volume 2 as well, absolutely free. 20 Great Abominations. Throw it out now.
For years, food manufacturers have tried to come up with a new yogurt that really is good for you. Now at last we've done it. No sugar, no starch, no carbohydrates, no additives, no preservatives. That's Sweet FA. The new yogurt carton with absolutely nothing inside. You can't go wrong with Sweet FA. At $9.99 a carton, we're the only ones who'll ever get fat.
If you are going away on holiday, lock your windows, close your doors, and let a neighbour know that you're going away. Don't leave all the windows open, order twice as much milk as you normally do, and drape a large banner across the window saying, "We have gone away for a fortnight." These things invite crime.
That was another paralyzingly obvious public information announcement.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, June.
Gosh, Mary, you look slim.
Yes, June, I'm wearing bigger clothes.
Bigger clothes, a new idea from Top Girl.
Well, the Radioactive Rep's live drama only seconds away, but just time to have a quick word with the man responsible for their sound effects, if responsible is the word I'm looking for, Nigel Pry. His success rate is extraordinary. A complete 100% failure to replicate even the simplest of sounds, and he has his own reasons for why this should be.
Well, me, yes, man, proud, certainly, and literally sound effects now here, bang and crashing now, really much the better for it.
And they will remain his own reasons until someone manages to decipher them. More from Nigel later, I'm afraid. Anna.
So while Nigel takes up his position at the sound desk, and the radioactive rep are poised to unleash their long-awaited live drama, what better time to play another record as we take a trip down memory lane with one of the greatest duos of all time. Take the pure class of Simon and Garfunkel.
Mixed with the grace of the Everly Brothers.
Add the power of Hall & Oates.
Throw it all away and you're left with Chaz and Dave.
Come on, Alright. We're from the east end of London. We've lived here all our life. Every night broken this and our rubber duck to get away from the trouble and strife. 2 tons of hills and jelly. 20 gallons of stout. That's what we shove down our belly, and later on that's what comes out. Gretcha, you may think we talk funny, our vocabulary is queer, but we take courage from the money we get from advertising beer. The load of rubbish, 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 so this is very depressing, talking like hate cramps. Every time I open my Lord's out, out comes a load of cocky rhyme. This drives you to Tottenham, acting like a slob, playing a professional comedy. It's a full-time job, we do it for the money, 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 money,
Well, I'm delighted to say that sound technician Nigel Pry is at the ready, and the radioactive rep...
Radioactive Drama Repertoire Company presents Turn Over the... presents David Chusselbust by Charles Dickens. The year is 1844. The city, London.
Roses, get your lovely roses!
Lavender, get your lavender!
The rank stench of death fills the air as women and children die on the streets happily. Die on the streets. Happily, our story begins with one boy who lives, and this is his tale.
Yes, I am. Mr. Thwackum?
Yes, I am. And what, boy, may I ask, is your name?
David, sir, and I am come hither by reason of my parents being cruelly
Murdered?
I am come hither by reason of my parents being cruelly murdered.
Murdered? Then you'll have to stay with us, orphan. Then you'll have to stay with us, orphan. Come, boy, have some gruel. It may not look much, but you should count yourself...
Pardon my interrupting. But can I have some more on?
What?
Can I have some more on my plate?
What?
Here's your stick, Mr. Thwackum.
Thank you, Mrs. Thwackum.
Stop this at once.
Who are you, sir?
Allow me to introduce myself. I am revolting. I am Reverend Holting. And I've come to say that this boy has an uncle.
An uncle?
Who at this very moment is speeding his way hither. Whoa! Oh, London.
Roses, get your lovely roses!
Lavender, get your lavender!
There you are, kind sire. That'll be 2.5 pennies, and it please you, sire.
There, good cabby, keep the change.
Oh, magic wicked. Good on you, mate.
Oh, I say, cabby, come back.
Yes, sir, what is it?
I haven't perchance heard of St. Little Murder's orphanage.
Murder's Orphanage, sire? No, I can't say I have. Unless it's that one there. Oh.
St. Little Murder's Orphanage, founded, who? Founded 1300.
Hello?
Hello. It is my belief I have a nephew who is newly arrived, one David Chuzzlebut, and an audience with him is all I crave.
You best come in then, upon my word.
No, thank you, I'll wait here. Uncle! David Chuzzlebut, my boy, my dear young nephew, my boy. You're to leave this place at once.
How wonderful, Uncle!
You can't take him, let him alone.
Sorry, I had to do that, madam. You were becoming hysterical. Don't try to stop me, Mrs. Thwackham. I've decided to adopt this boy.
Very well then, you may live to regret this.
So David was spared any suffering at the walkhouse. Who typed this? His kindly uncle took him at once to his horse in the city of London.
Roses! Get your lovely roses!
Lavender, get your lavender. Here, David. Here, David. This is to be your new home.
Hawk? Who is it?
Your master with his newly found nephew.
Oh, come in, sir.
Mrs. Gammy, this is young David.
Oh, what a darling wee boy, to be sure, sir.
David, Mrs. Gammy comes from Gloucestershire. She is by trade a sea mistress. A sea mistress.
So weeks and months passed in perfect happiness for David. Typing is atrocious. But little did he knew that it was soon to end.
Butcher! Oh, Mr. Thwackham! For very sake! Let me go!
So, having seized young David, Mr. Thwackham soon revealed his intentions to the boy, to wit, buggery.
What hour is it, sir?
'Tis late. 'Tis almost low. 'Tis almost 10. Now, boy. Now, boy, you are to climb through that window there. In you goes, boy, without a sound. Very well. Well done, boy. Now pass out the valuables. Wait a minute, my God, what's that? The police approach. Hurry up, boy, as fast as you can.
Oh, gotcha!
Oh, very good, Sergeant. Well done. This is the end for you.
Oh, gotcha!
Very good, Sergeant. Well done. This is the end for you, Thwackham.
As indeed it was the end for the evil Mr. Thwackham, sentenced to death at Bow Street Police Station for voluntary manslaughter.
Ebenezer Thwackham, you will now be hung by the neck until dead.
No!
Yes!
No!
As to David, his fate was none the better, unable to take up work after becoming seriously 111. Seriously ill. But his uncle never gave up hope, and after consulting his doctor, friend, Professor Baker, After consulting his doctor friend, Professor Baker, he received a tip that his nephew might be lodging at an inn on the outskirts of London.
Roses! Get your lovely roses!
Lavender, get your lavender!
Hello, my ducksy. What brings you here?
What place is this I find myself in?
You seem down in the dumps.
Oh, what place is this I find myself in?
Come over here. I'm Nell and I'm Flossie. Oh, I'm Nell.
And I'm Flossie.
Well, call me James.
Right. You are James. Oh, right you are, James. So what is your purpose here?
I seek a boy. I told you to change that line.
What boy is that, sir?
My lost nephew, whom I have reason to suspect is here.
So what? Do you have to go on? So what do you have to go on?
Right, it's my belief that it be true, madam.
Oh, he won't come here, Willie's a respectable boy like that. He won't come to a rough place like this to be cuffed and buffeted. Buffeted? No, you'll never find a boy like that working as a pot boy in a place like this.
Can I take your pot away, sir? David Chuzzlewit. Uncle! No, call me not uncle, for I have found some previously lost documents. I am your father. Father! David!
I'll call you him, David Chuzzlewit.
Yes?
David Chiselner.
Yes?
I am his mother.
Mother!
My son!
That was the Radioactive Drama Repertory Company's production of David Nuzzlechit. Adapted from Charles Dickens by the Radioactive Drama Repertory Company.
The Radioactive Drama Repertory Company. Appalling. Ladies and gentlemen, that was part one. Part two will be coming up after the interval, obviously. But we just thought we'd take this opportunity to have a quiet word with you.
Yeah, we thought we'd like to talk to you person to person, as it were.
Yes, sort of a situation where we ought to be asking your names, isn't it? But not a lot of point in that, really, is there? Anyway, her name is Helen.
And his name's Angus. And together we make Helen and Angus. The thing is, I think you reach a point in every show when the audience begin to ask themselves, you know that guy who's playing Mike Channel? I wonder what sort of breakfast cereal he eats.
So we thought we'd tell you a little bit about us, about how I won her heart. About what it's like being on tour, the crazy things that go on backstage, and prompt.
Anything else that comes to mind?
Anything else that comes to mind? Anyway, Helen, you far away.
Okay. Prompt.
I don't really know what I should say, really.
I don't really know what I should say, really. I'm not much good at... Prompt.
Improvisation.
Improvisation. Prompt. What do you mean, come on? You said you were going to learn the words to this sketch.
What do you mean I was going to learn the words?
Well, you said you'd learn the words to this sketch, so I didn't.
There are two people doing a sketch, both of them have to learn the words.
Why?
Blindingly obvious.
Well, perhaps it is, but who did all the driving today?
You did.
Right! So how can I be expected to learn the words?
Okay, anyway,
You just don't seem to understand or care anymore.
I do, Helen, for heaven's sake, Prompt. Love you!
No, you don't. You keep making eyes at... Prompt. Zoe!
Prompt.
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Prompt.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Prompt.
No, I don't.
No, I don't. Oh, for goodness sake, this is ridiculous. We might just all go backstage and prepare for the next half. Complete mess. Look, we really are terribly... Prompt. Sorry.
Yes. Prompt.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Now we have a change to our published programme. We were going to join Radioactive, but because of the sad and unseemly death of one of their most respected broadcasters, there now follows a special tribute.
Yes, indeed, thank you. The news received this morning of Mike Channell's sad and unseemly death at his home in London has come as a tremendous shock to everyone here at the station. Listeners to Radioactive will, of course, know Mike as the former presenter of the mid-morning programme, which I took over from him last year. Since then, his Sunday morning shows at 4 a.m. have become a household institution. Mike, or the old man of the airwaves, as he enjoyed being called, would, I'm sure, be the first to acknowledge that his career had not been a continuous success story. But he was always quite well respected within the profession, and much liked by a reasonable number of listeners. Perhaps the only slight consolation one can salvage from his sad and unseemly death over a Primus stove in his East End bedsit comes from the fact that his career was so very nearly at an end anyway. Small consolation perhaps for his ex-wife Suzanne and his brother Gerald, his only remaining relative and her now husband. Tributes to him from those in all walks of the profession have been requested, and we have to bring you the first of them just as soon as we receive it. In the meantime, let's just say that Mike Channell will be sorely missed. For those of us here at Radioactive, he will always remain the doddery old codger of the airwaves, as he used to love to be called. But behind it all, it's important to remember that he was a well-meaning man, who made the most of what little he had, and whose success was considerable for someone who was basically a non-achiever. Well, that's incredible. Who would have thought Mike Channell actually here in the studio with me now? Well, what a surprise, Mike.
Not half as much as a surprise as hearing on the radio in the middle of washing up that you've died.
Well, that's obviously not true, Mike, and what a relief it is to all of us.
I noticed my new show on Sunday mornings has been scrapped as well. Is that something to do with you?
Not directly, Mike, but you know, that's show business.
You're listening to Radioactive. We apologise for the misleading obituary earlier on. Tune in later for the genuine obituary of Mike Cable, broadcaster, obituary writer, and snivelling little rat.
And now, Radioactive presents...
Commercial time.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, June.
Oh, you look depressed, Mary.
Yes, I am, June.
The time of the month, Mary.
It's the 17th, June. Why?
No, I mean...
Oh, no, that. No, it's... No, it's just I've been searching everywhere for a low-risk, high-yielding, non-specific unit trust portfolio. I just can't seem to find one anywhere.
No, that old problem.
Yes.
Well, what you need is the new Handsome Equity High Income Fund.
The new Handsome Equity High Income Fund?
Yes, look. I took 2 identical lots of money, I put one in the new Handsome Equity High Income Fund, and washed the other in an ordinary non-biological washing powder. And just look at the difference. With the new Handsome Equity High Income Fund, my money had almost doubled in a year. But with the ordinary non-biological washing powder, it was not only worth exactly the same as when I put it in, but it was all soggy and useless.
Well, that sounds just the thing for me.
Yes.
What was the name again?
June, Mary, you've known me for years.
No, the unit trust sim.
Oh, the new Handsome Equity High Income
The
Fund.
new husband equity.
Handsome Equity.
The new handsome equity.
Equity High Income Fund.
Equity high interest.
High income.
High Wickham fund.
Oh, forget it, Mary. Put it in the post office.
And now on Cortel, the Hymn Parade. The first ever compilation of hymns you can boogie to. 20 great hymns for you to savour, or should that be saviour? Yes, you'll praise him when he buys you the Hymn Parade. It's some record. The Hymn Parade. Now that's what I call tacky. Hello. I'm a warm, reassuring voice. A family voice. You probably recognize me from some of the many voiceovers I do for adverts. And you buy the products because I sound so warm and reassuring. You probably think you're buying me, warm and reassuring. Well, now you can buy me. Phone me on 225-1982 and I'll come round and shag you, Bridget, for £50.
Hello, Harry.
Hello, Derek.
I like your suit, Harry.
Thanks, Derek. It's a lightweight cotton summer suit, only £14.99 at the Martins of Bond Street sale.
I bet they've got hundreds of great menswear bargains at fantastically reduced prices at the Martins of Bond Street sale.
Yes, but I should hurry. The Martins of Bond Street sale ends Saturday.
Sorry, Harry, must dash.
Where are you going?
The Martins of Bond Street sale.
See you there.
But you've already been to the Martins of Bond Street sale, Harry.
Right, and now I'm going back to the Martins of Bond Street sale for another great menswear bargain.
Better hurry, Harry. Martins of Bond Street sale ends Saturday.
I know, I told you the Martins of Bond Street sale ends Saturday.
Did you?
Yes.
I'm so excited by the thought of hundreds of great menswear bargains at fantastically reduced prices at the Martins of Bond Street sale, which ends Saturday, that I instantly forget what people say to me.
Well, just don't forget the Martins of Bond Street sale, which ends Saturday.
I won't. The Martins of Bond Street sale, which ends Saturday.
Yes, Saturday.
Harry.
Yes.
Today's Sunday.
Bugger!
Thank God I'm alive, listening to radioactive.
You're listening to Radioactive, broadcasting to you on the same wavelength as all the local taxis. And right now, our weekly look at this station's output in Did You Catch It? Yes, over the next half hour, we'll be playing a variety of extracts from last week's programmes, partially because we're going to review them, but mainly because it's much cheaper than having to make lots of new programmes. So here tonight to discuss the broadcasts are Donald Tipley, a member of the RSC and currently appearing in Sooty's Magic Wonder Show. Hello. Sally Mason, journalist, broadcaster and presenter of our new Sunday morning religious programme, God Alone Knows.
Hello.
And finally, Malcolm Grace, author of both Goodbye Mum, the new Granada TV sitcom with Molly Sugden, and last week's moving play about euthanasia, Goodbye Mum. First off, the Choir of the Year competition on Sunday. Was it a good idea to decide it by tug of war? Or was it perhaps, as I thought, a moronic idea that made appalling radio?
Well, I must say, I thought it was a moronic idea that made appalling radio.
Well, that's a controversial view. I can see you're going to be great value for money. Turning to Thursday then, Julio Iglesias talked to Martin Brown, Don Tipley.
Well, a fascinating programme, but one couldn't help but asking, where was Martin Brown?
Yes, Sally Mason.
Well, yes, I felt that given his absence from the studio, that perhaps it should have been retitled Julio Iglesias Talks to Himself.
But Martin did deign to put in an appearance on Friday with the morning 3-hour phone-in. Was it a stimulating and thought-provoking show, or was it, as I thought, spoilt somewhat by Martin's inability to remember the telephone number of the station? Anyway, it was probably more successful than his attempt at a new Sunday afternoon pop quiz.
Here he is now, Martin Brown. Wow.
Okay, so, John, the first question for you. What is the connection between these two pieces of music? First, this one. Hey, Jude. And this one. Don't make it bad. Any idea?
They're both from the same song.
They are both from the same song. That's very good indeed, John. Are you in the pop business at all?
No.
No reason why you should be. No. So, Jackie, first question for you. What is the connection? What is the connection between these songs?
There's a yellow rose in Texas. They call me Mellow Yellow. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine.
Do you want to hear them again?
No, I think I've got that one. It's the word yellow.
It is the word yellow. Wow! Oh, this is turning into a real cliffhanger, isn't it?
4-hour cliffhanger, in fact. That being how long it was before either contestant was unable to answer a single question. And that was only because they'd fallen asleep. Anyway, Martin did manage to fumble his way through this week's chart rundown, and we are sadly able to hear an extract from that now.
Radioactive Top 10! Okay, and in this week's Top 10, we've got 4 going up, 3 going down, and 5 non-moves. So that makes 12. No, it's 4 going up, 3 going down, and 2 non... Yes, sorry. And number 10 this week, they've gone up. They've gone up. Let's see, last week. No, sorry, my mistake, they've gone down. It's down this week to number 10.
Number 9!
Number 9, getting a little bit behind there, so I'll quickly catch up.
Number 8!
Oh, number 8. No, number 9 was actually...
Number 7!
No, number 9, and number 8.
Number 6!
Number 8 to heaven, and number 17 and 1. No, sorry, number 8 to heaven, 17 and 7.
Number 5!
I seem to be a bit more behind there. Only up to 7, they're actually up to number 5.
Number 4!
Number 4, in fact, but back to number 6, which
Number 3!
No, Shalimar, it was last week's fact, no,
Number 2!
Who is it? Hang on a second, this is Radioactive Chart Rundown. Britain's best...
Number 1!
Okay, good. Right, that's it then. This is this week's Top 10. I'm Martin Brown, and thank you very much.
So, turning to some of our listeners' letters now, and the question most of you wanted answered was, why is the station employing Martin Brown? Looking at the first of the 7,000 listeners who wrote in about him, the head of the IBA, the organisation that monitors the quality of broadcasts, who has personally written in, expressing himself in such strong terms he's banned his own letter from being read out. We've had complaints about the violence on the programme. Why is there not more violence towards Martin Brown? And even a note from the post office saying that if this volume of hate mail continues, they'll have to start charging us for overtime. Unfortunately, however, there were plenty of other things to complain about this week, apart from Martin, and the radioactive rep are going to give us a hand now in reading out some of your letters.
As an unemployed miner from Newcastle, I was most offended by you suggesting I should rush out and buy a record. Faultless remarks like this are deeply upsetting to those of us who are able to afford records.
And in a similar vein came this letter from a factory worker in Coventry.
I was most upset by your disc jockey asking someone to look here. Remarks like this are distressing to blind people, reminding them of their condition. Similarly, by using the word here in that context, you must have also been offending your many thousands of deaf listeners.
Well, thank you very much for that letter, Mrs. Cordingley, and it's certainly something we'll be looking into very seriously indeed. And finally, a listener from Cornwall writes,
I'm writing to say how disappointed I am with your show. Did you catch it? None of the voices of the people reading the letters seem to match the people who wrote them.
So apologies to Mrs. Finkelstein there. But let's move on to music and a chance to hear this week's guest on An Adapter's Show, a man who is to country music what Dolly Parton is to quantum physics, the legendary Kenny Rogers.
There are times when a boy becomes a man. Things you couldn't tell him, you certainly can. When Billy grew up, I thought it was the time that I called him, laid things on the line. And I said, Billy, you're almost turned 16, and I thought I ought to tell you about your mama and me. I have to let you know we married 13 years ago. That means technically speaking, you're a bastard. You're a bastard. You're a bastard. But you're still my son. You're a bastard. You're a bastard. But what's done is done. Now Billy, he's a big boy, stood by my side, and as he looked down at me, a tear came to his eye, and there was two of them. He said, Dad, what you tell me comes as no surprise. Mama told me all about you before she died. She said you promised you'd always be true, never cheat on a blind girl, that's what you'd never do. But you slept with her mother, her sister, and her brother. In a word, she said you were a bastard. You're a bastard. You're a bastard. And you did my mama wrong, which is worse. You're a bastard. You're a bastard. And I replied that you were a bastard first. All together now. He's a bastard. He's a bastard. I'm a bastard. He's a selfish old shite. That's me. He's a bastard. He's a bastard. And you know, that bastard was right. Yes, you know, that bastard was right.
Adapter's lunchtime programme, that was Kenny Rodgett there, the king of country. And our apologies to listeners for Anna's unfortunate spoonerism during her show. And so to our holiday programme on Tuesday nights entitled Get Away With You, in which Anna Adapter this week travelled to Shanghai and began by speaking to the Chinese Minister for Culture with the aid of Simon Chandler from the British Council, who kindly acted as interpreter.
So, Mr. Huang, can I begin by saying good afternoon?
所有好，万灵也说工作，我得有一个好好的事情在这里。
I'm afraid I didn't quite catch hold of that.
万灵也说中国，我得有一个好好的事情在这里。
Ah, yes, he's saying that, no, I'm sorry, I didn't really get that.
Yes, you won't hear funny.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't get that either.
I say, welcome to China. May you have good time here.
No, I'm sorry, I'm still not getting it.
I think he's saying, welcome to China, may you have a good time here.
Is he? No, well, can you say, thank you very much, and I'm very happy to be here?
Thank you very much, and I'm very happy to be here.
You're welcome.
What did he say?
You're welcome.
Oh, splendid! Well, you two should be all right now. Need any more help? You know where my office is.
Yes.
What a toss-up.
What's that?
You're welcome. No, he says you're doing a great job.
Ah, splendid.
You're listening to Did You Catch It with me, Mike Channel.
Mike Channel.
Well, before we go any further, we've had a large number of letters concerning political bias in our current affairs output. Now, to show you how seriously we take these allegations, here to answer them in the studio is our head of carpets. Tell me, do you have any reason to think these allegations are true?
No.
No? What's splendid? Unfortunately, there was one exception to the relentless stream of dross this week, so here's an excerpt from Thursday night's quite excellent Master Quiz. Hi, I'm Mike Channel, and welcome to this week's Master Quiz. Let's meet our two contestants tonight. On my left is Kevin, and on my right is Gillian.
Hello.
I think I might have that the wrong way around, never mind. You know the rules. Up for grabs, the radioactive chateau in the Loire, still unwon after 6 years. 15 questions, first one to get it.
Gets it.
That's right. Question 1. Where does the name Bowie knife come from?
James Bowie, leader of the Element.
No, it comes from the word knife, meaning sharp instrument used for cutting things. Question 2. Which magazine is the best-selling car magazine?
Autocar.
No, the answer is false. Which magazine is the best-selling consumer magazine comparing different brands of the same product? Question 3. What is the substance used for cementing tiles around a bathroom?
Grouting.
No, horse manure is the answer. Question 4. What is the main ingredient of garden fertiliser?
Horse manure.
No, grouting. The last two questions are the wrong way round. True or false?
true.
No, the question's all right, it was the answers. Question 5. Which is further west, Bristol or Edinburgh?
Bristol.
No, the answer is neither. Anglesey is further west than west.
You didn't say that.
Question 7.
What happened to question 6?
I'm not allowed to go back on questions, I'm afraid. Question 8.
What happened to question 7?
Okay, question 7. What is the answer to question 8?
What's question 8?
Question 8. Where does the word hostages come from?
From the Latin hostia, meaning victim.
And no, from the singular hostage, meaning someone who's taken captive. Hostages is simply the plural. Question 9. Barcelona is a resort in which Scandinavian country?
Oh, but Barcelona's in Spain.
Correct, but I'm afraid Spain is not a Scandinavian country, so you're quite right there. I can't give you that. Question 10. In golf, what is a festering boil?
I don't know.
No, it's an unpleasant sore or pimple found on the skin of people who are sometimes golfers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Question 11. What sort of root vegetable?
What sort of root vegetable what?
No, I can't help you with this one, I'm afraid. No, turnip is the answer I was looking for. Take your first answer, I'm afraid. Question 12. In skiing, what is a downhill salami? No, it's a misreading of the word slalom. Question 13. In tennis, what does juice mean?
40-all.
No, it's a refreshing liquid drunk by players in between games. Question 14. In tennis, what does juice mean?
A refreshing liquid drunk by players in between games.
No, it's a race of Semites with their homeland in Israel.
What's that got to do with tennis?
Sorry, I'm not allowed to help you, I'm afraid. And finally, question 15. Where do I live?
Blimey, I don't know. Yorkshire.
More precisely?
The Harrogate?
Can you give me the name of the street?
The High Street.
No, I can't give you that.
Oh, come on, I got as far as Harrogate.
Yes, but I live in Essex, in fact. Shame, neither of you win, so the Chateau in the Loire remains on 1. Have you enjoyed playing anyway? No. That's great.
Did you catch it? Did you catch it last week?
Let's turn our attention now to Monday night's phone-in programme, but before we discuss it, here's an excerpt for what it's worth.
I mean, it's absolutely disgraceful. Little dogs leaving messes all over the street.
Yeah.
I mean, do they know that people walk the streets?
Yes.
I think it's absolutely disgusting. Poos everywhere. I mean, who do they think they are?
Yes, now I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop you there.
All right, well, thanks for your call anyway. Next on the line.
Tom Tipley, what do you think of this programme?
Well, I must say, I found her rather abrupt. I mean, she never really listened to anyone or what people were saying, and she kept cutting them off.
Thank you, stay with us. Let's take a break.
It's time for Radioactive's
Oh, God. Oh, no.
I bet he drinks Carling Black Label.
When you got time on your hands, time to enjoy the passing of time. When you've a couple of months to spare, and you want to be reminded of the way things used to be, send your letters by second-class post.
Hello. I'm an actress. You probably recognize me from all the commercials I do, and you probably think to yourself, how does she keep her skin so soft? And also, if she's an actress, how come I never see her in anything apart from Dove commercials? Well, that's the secret. If the only jobs you got were commercials for soap, your skin would be smooth and silky too.
Become an out-of-work actress. It's the secret of soft skin.
Out now on CBS Records, Bob Dylan's tribute to Bucks Fizz.
Yeah, sure you're looking, hit the top better, play around. Now then you'll find that it comes a time for making your mind up.
Bob Dylan, whose own records have been selling very badly indeed recently, pays tribute to a group who've been doing noticeably better.
Run for the sun, a little run. You're an outlaw once again. In a land of make-believe.
From the man who brought you classic hits of the 60s, such as Blowing in the Wind and Mr. Tambourine Man, now comes a collection of classic hits of the 80s. Yes, the star who changed the face of the 60s pays tribute to the new faces of the 80s. From Kylie Minogue.
I should be so lucky. Lucky. I should be so lucky. Love.
To the great Rick Astley.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna run around and desert you.
And also on the same great album, Leonard Cohen sings Brotherhood of Man.
Save all your kisses for me.
All this and more for only £38.99. You're listening to Did You Catch It?, where each week we use the medium of radio to look at different aspects of radio on the radio, how radio works, why radios work, what works on the radio, and what radio works have been done on the radio, which work. Of course, the flagship of any station is its weekly chat show with an array of glamorous interviewees, so all the more extraordinary then that the job of hosting it should fall to Martin Brown, a presenter barely house-trained, whose Brown Around Town show began and ended last Saturday.
Well, yeah, it's a very great honour for me on this very special day to have as a guest, a very special guest, a man very popular and great hero I know of mine, Mr. Barry Manilow. Hello.
Hello.
So, first off, Barry, Mr. Manilow, tell me, Barry, Manilow, what are you,
Yes?
No, perhaps first off, brother, why are you,
What?
No, tell me, who are you?
Who am I?
Who am I, indeed, yes. Thank you very much.
I don't understand.
No reason why you should. No, but I've done a little research for this, and Barry, not many people know that you are in fact British, aren't you?
No.
No, not British. I thought you were from York.
New York.
New York, New York. Yes, so you were born. You were born, were you? Yes. So I'm sorry. I wrote my notes in rather. I sometimes can't read. Anyway, when did you first take up the trumpet?
I don't play the trumpet.
No. You took up the trumpet and then you put it down again.
You're a moron.
Oh, thank you very much. Anything you'd like to ask me?
How did you get this job?
It's a good idea. It's a good question.
Martin Brown. He's a real cool guy.
You're listening to Did You Catch It?, the station's weekly review of its output, which sadly includes our medical phone-in and, even worse, our medical phone-in jingles.
Bonus! We're waiting for your call. Bonus! On anything at all, but especially on sex!
So, if you have any medical problems you'd like to discuss with a radioactive doctor, you know the number to ring.
485-6242.
That number again.
0110100 1.
So
9.
So our first caller is already through. Hello, how can we help?
Hello, Graham.
No, it's Mike Cable here.
Can I speak to Graham, please?
This is Mike Cable and the radioactive doctor here, looking at some of your problems, and you're on the air right now.
Can you give Graham a message, then?
Right, thanks for your call. Let's move on to someone else. Next on the line is Peter Bradbury. Okay, go ahead, Peter.
Right, is Graham there?
What?
Sorry, Graham.
This is Mike Cable on Radioactive.
Yeah, well, can I leave a message for him?
I'm afraid there's no Graham here, clearly. We seem to be getting some cross lines there, so let's take our final call before the break, and let's hope it's someone we can be of help to here on Radioactive's medical phone-in. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, how can we help?
It's Graham here. Have there been any messages for me?
No matter quite how intimate They are, if it's sanitary towels or problems with your balls, then share them on the floor with us and all the listeners at home.
Lovely. Sally Mason, what did you think of that programme?
I liked it. I liked whoever presented it in particular.
Don Tipley?
No, I think it was a disc jockey of some sort.
No, Don Tipley, what do you think?
Well, I thought it was rather unprofessional. In fact, I found the whole thing, what's the word?
Amateurish?
No.
Naive?
No. Primitive? No, slightly. That's it. Yeah. Slightly amateurish and naive. And primitive.
Good. Stay with us. Let's turn now to our new weekly roundup of culture and music, right up the arts, and in particular, Radioactive's attempt to bring opera to the masses. So here's an extract live from the Colosseum with simultaneous translations by our art critic, Sebastian Wally.
As the curtain rises on the final act, as Martita endeavours to explain to Alfredo about her love for Giuseppe, the Italian painter. Oh, my Alfredo, she cries, what wrong that I have done thee? I am unworthy of thy name and literally pregnant with shame. I bow to thee and beg of thy forgiveness. Thou infidel, replies Alfredo, tell me not thou hast been routing. To whom did you literally give body? To whom did you give body? I have to tell thee, Martita, please, it was Giuseppe, literally he of the Hessian loincloth. Was he of the wayward female that was Alfredo? What saw you in old slime ball, Giuseppe? You old fart, she chastises him. At least he doesn't fall asleep on the job. Do me a favour, grapefruit faces, Alfredo. Falling asleep's nothing. I sometimes wonder if you're still alive down there. Log off. Log off. Don't tell me to log off. Log off. Log off. Come here and say that. You bitch. Right, Alfredo. You bastard. Cries. Martita.
Did you catch it? Did you hear?
Well, time fast running out. Don Tipley, how would you sum up Radioactive's output this week in a word?
Abysmal.
Abysmal. Sally Mason, do you think that's fair?
I think it's positively generous in the circumstances.
Positively generous, Malcolm Grace.
That wasn't a question.
Wasn't it?
No.
Oh, no, my mind's going. Don Tipley, the programme so far, have you enjoyed it?
Yes, it's fine.
And the meal in the canteen beforehand, Sally Mason, was that a good idea?
Yes, it was lovely.
Malcolm Grace, my wife, is she a nice woman, do you think?
Yes, charming.
Don Tipley, do you like my wife?
I thought she was very nice, yes.
Yes, she was once described by my mother as a venomous bitch. Sally Mason, do you think that's fair?
I'm sorry, but I thought we were supposed to be discussing radio programs.
Discussing radio programmes, do you think that's a good idea?
Yes, I think it would be a very good idea.
Don Tipley, what do you think about discussing radio programmes?
That's what we're supposed to be doing, isn't it?
Is it what we're doing, Malcolm Grace?
Look, could we just hear another extract?
Hear another extract. What do you think, producer? Yes, he says yes. Sally Mason, do you think he's right?
Can we just listen to the extract?
Can we listen to the extract, Don Tipley?
Yes, I'd very much like to.
Very well, and it's from a show broadcast last Monday night. Don Tipley, do you think it was a good idea being last Monday night?
Well, it was last Monday night, wasn't it?
Was it last Monday night, Michael Grace?
Well, you said it was.
Did I say it was, Sally Mason?
Well, of course you did, you stupid trout!
I'm a stupid trout. Is that fair, do you think, Malcolm Grace?
No, shut up and just listen to the extract.
Do you think I should shut up, Don Tipley?
Look, we're trying to tell you that you're a doddery old cretin who can no more present a radio programme than I could give birth. You have the IQ of a steamroller with a stomach to match. And the only thing you can ever think of saying is that fair or was that a good idea? It is painfully obvious you were only encouraged to do this show because your wife sees you with the producer during it, and the only reason we agreed to come on it is the free meal and the totally fictitious travelling expenses. You're a washed up, over the hill, pitiful old has-been!
Sally Mason, do you think that's fair?
That was Radioactive
Radioactive, starring the cast of Radioactive with a guest appearance by this week's guest star. The show was written by the authors and produced by a BBC producer.
Well, that's just about all from Radioactive. A reminder to be good to each other, to always look on the bright side, and remember the Radioactive motto: an owl in a sack troubles no man. But here to sign off, it's our Radioactive Record of the Week, out now on the Radioactive label. And you can hear it here on Radioactive every hour from now until it gets into the charts. Yes, from their album, 439 Golden Breaks. It's the heebie-jeebies!
The golden rays of golden sun fall on your golden hair, and I brush aside the golden sheet and see you golden there. And I wonder what you and I are going to do all day. But I can't think of anything I want to do all the same. And so I'll have to do what I did yesterday and sing you meaningless songs in very high voices with 1,000 violins. Meaningless songs in very high voices in a pair of ties don't jeans. Meaningless songs in very high voices and whatever that means.
The world is very, very long, and butter is better than mine. And love is better than hate. And the world is very, very big, and bacon comes from a pig. But it's you I really want on my plate. So I'll sing you meaningless songs in very high voices, and then a little scream.